Welcome in to week 5 of the Rookie Mistakes podcast. I'm just going to start by saying that I feel like crap, and you can probably hear it in my voice. I might cough during it. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet and get to the point, get it over with, because I'm ready for bed and hopefully can make it to work tomorrow. Week 5 highlights. The Broncos versus the Colts was probably the worst game you'll ever see. It was terrible, hard to watch. Hines, for the second time this year, was stumbling on like the second play of the game. These knockouts look weird. The concussions that we're seeing is wild. And then it kind of happened to Olave in the Saints game. He got back up though. I mean, they kind of let it go because that's what they do. They just let it go. Whatever. What's it to you? Overseas games don't disappoint this year. There was another close one with Giants versus the Green Bay Packers, and with the Giants shocking the Packers. Who would have seen that coming? If you've seen that game, it was actually all right to watch. Matt Rule needs to be replaced. I wrote that down before it happened. He did get replaced, or fired at least. He also needed to invest in some chapstick because that dude was out there eating Air biscuits, like constantly. Looked like me all weekend long. And then, did any of you guys see that Giants player getting a hand job? I mean, I'm curious what was going on there. It looked a little suspicious. Is what it is. The Eagles, still undefeated. They still look good. I mean, I didn't think they'd beat the Cardinals, but they ended up pulling it out. Like I said, Matt Rule was fired. Rashad Penny, done for the year. Ken Walker getting all the reps now, and I have him in several leagues, so I'm kind of hyped about that. Davante Adams, after last night's game, pissed and starts shoving cameramen to the ground. I mean, you ran into your own player. I mean, it's kind of on you. You know, you are 1-4, so I understand that you were hoping for an undefeated season and whatnot with your buddy Carr, but shit happens. Let's get into the week 5 matchups. We have a lot of close ones. I mean, it was relatively close this week for the first time, and it seems like forever. Shit in the Bed versus Jugs. Jugs getting the win. Shit in the Bed, he had Jalen Hurts with 27, Justin Tucker with 16, and the rest of your team pretty well underperformed. You lost by 32 to Jugs, who had Eckler, 35, Jacoby Myers, 24, Stephon Diggs with Devontae Smith. Where am I at? 18. And Ken Walker, the now starting running back for Seattle, on your bench. Good for you. Then we got Sheldon Joyce versus Shelky. Battle of the Sheldons over here. Sheldon Joyce had Mike Willie with 23, Mark Andrews 22, and yet still couldn't find a way to beat a guy with 0 from his quarterback and -2 from his defense. That was going to be my rookie mistakes, this week, but I didn't feel like giving it to you back to back. Shelky luckily, he had 35 from Fournette, 27 from Derrick Henry, 24 from Stephon Diggs. Shelky with the win there. And we go over to Bend Over and Take It versus I had One Good Week. We'll get into that later. Bend Over had Dalvin Cook for 26, Jeff Wilson, who is still carrying that team, with 20, Hollywood, 21, Kamara, 23, and I'm going to give it to you, rookie mistakes of the week. You had Taysom Hill, who's seen that coming, with 34 on your bench. You would have won had you played him. I can't say I blame you for not playing him, but man, when you got a quarterback on your bench that can play the tight end position, you do it. You just do it. So I had to give it to you because you would have won. I had One Good Week. That's Lot Lizard, Stewie, if you guys didn't know. Changed his name. He had Mahomes for 30, Kupp with 25, Kelsey with 4 touchdowns and 33 points, Metcalf with 17, and he got the dub. Jump over to All Rise versus Stroke Race 3. Ryan had Chubb with 25, Barkley for 19, still looking like a stud out there. Broncos defense was 17 because that was a shitty game to watch. Stroke Race had Devontae Adams with 27, And then Gabe Davis with 32. You're still looking for your first win. Eventually you'll get it. I see it coming. You got some guys on your team. I mean, you can only do so much trading, but I think you can keep going. Everybody can keep going. I mean, look at me. I trade at least once a week. Jump over to Dookie Squad versus Twisted Teas and Mac and Cheese. Close game. Very close. Christine was even messaging in the group. I mean, it was a very close game. Dookie Squad had CMC with 23. Jacobs with 30. He is tearing it up this year. Stevenson with 19. Carlson with 16. And the 49ers defense was 16. Barely beaten out Twisted, who had Josh Allen with 35. That was an amazing performance. I mean, my defense, Steelers defense was god-awful, but it is what it is. You had Goddard with 17. And the Cowboys defense with 25. They're out there tearing it up. Then we'll jump into my matchup. Trades for days. Myself versus Trash to Cash Pedro. I had Montgomery with 18. Justin Jefferson with 13. Tyler Lockett with 27. And I barely beat out Trash to Cash by 8. Who had Pierce, that rookie running back for the Texans, looking great. He had 20. Cooper had 20. Breece Hall had 27. He's coming into his own again. And if you just had another kicker in outside of Bagley, you probably beat me. He had 0. The best performers in fantasy this week was Josh Allen, 35 at QB. Running back, we had a tie with Eckler and Fournette, both having 35.9. Wide receiver, Gabe Davis, 32.1. Tight end, I mean, I know he's technically, QB, tight end, whatever you want. Whatever. Taysom Hill had 34 points, and we put him at the tight end position because that's what you can play him as. And, 34 points is freaking crazy from him. You just never know when he's going to be on the field. And then he goes out and gets, 4 touchdowns. The closest matchup this week was Dookie Squad versus Twisted Teas and Mac and Cheese by 3 points. Biggest beatdown was Shit in the Bed, who shit the bed and got beat by 32. The best matchup this week, Bend Over and Take It versus I Had One Good Week. Might want to change your name to 2 weeks because you had 152 points to 147 to Bend Over for a combined 299 points. And that is your week 5. I'm over. I'm done. I'm hurting. I'm ready for bed. So, sorry it was so quick. Hey, happy it's done that quick. Till next time. See you next week. Hopefully I'm better. You probably don't care. Later.